such a windy morning out there, and a big storm is coming today. So I'm off work and I want to go for a bike ride and collect some clay, because I was on a morning walk the other day and I saw some clay on the roadside, and I haven't worked with clay in a really long time and I really miss it. I just woke up today and I decided that I wanted to do something with my hands, and something that engulfs me, that just like, that entirely takes my focus. You know, those things that just, I wonder if you guys can hear the wind. But those things that you begin doing and then time just stops. When I was a kid, I loved playing with my hands. I would just sit at a table for hours and play with Play-Doh. One of my favorite things was when Mum let us make Play-Doh, and we would get the big pot and get, I think it was literally just like flour and salt and water, and mix it up and then add some disastrous food coloring to it, and it would get all over my hands. My hands would be like dyed green. But I'd just have this big ball of like perfect Play-Doh, and it was warm because it was like right out of the pot, and then I'd play with it for hours. Yeah. I'm reading this book at the moment. Under the Tuscan Sun. It's funny when you're reading a book that is so separate from the life you're living, because it's set in hot Tuscany and I am in cold Ohakune. But it's nice, it's a glimpse into another little world. This is my teddy. Why did I hold him like this? Lion! He goes everywhere with me. He's my little sidekick. I travelled Europe with this fellow. 6 months of carrying you around in a backpack. Derp. I'm sorry, Lucy, I just love you. That's what he's saying. How could you say no to that? When I was in Germany too, I stayed with my great aunt and we knitted him this little jumper. Like, you're kidding. So yeah, now he stays warm. Made the bed. I am going to make breakfast and then head out and try and find my clay. I might get rained on. I also think it's going to be horrendously hard to ride the bike because it's windy and riding into the wind is always such a struggle. So I might walk. Oh, I don't know. I recently lost my bike for about 2 days and it scared the bejeebus out of me, but I found it, so I'm happy. Alright, I've had a ferret in my landlord's shed and I've found one bucket with some dried up paint. A kitty shovel and this triangular piece of wood. Not the best excavation materials, but this will do. So, let's be on our way. So, as I predicted, I am woefully underprepared. My triangular shovel is a nuisance at best. But I'm slowly filling the bucket. See that stuff? That's our clay. And I don't want too much because I'm not making anything big and I have to cycle home with it, so I can only get what I can carry. You know, I'm thinking about, as I shovel, well, not shovel, as I scrape, I'm thinking about how no one can make you as happy as you can make yourself. And it's wild that we have such an unhappy society because we're all actually walking around with the heart of our own happiness within us. But I also don't blame us because so much in our society is geared towards things that don't bring happiness. Comparison, achievement, constant searching, constant wanting, and constant buying or attainment, because our whole society runs on money and on goods that we need to be buying if this society is to keep working. So of course we're told that we're not good enough and that we need more when we really don't. I think I've done a brilliant job with the limited tools I have. I've got about that much. I think that's all I need. Yeah. Let's bike home. I didn't use this thing once. I used this random piece of metal that was connected to the handle of this bucket, luckily. I've only done this once with clay from home, and I got a really nice finished result. This clay definitely has a different texture to the one that I worked with previously. It's a bit more, it's quite crumbly. Like, see how it sticks together, but also it can just fall into all of its little particles. So I have no clue what I'm gonna get at the end. But that's part of the fun. Alright, so I have my big bucket of goop. It's actually called a slurry. That's clay when it's mixed with a lot of water. I have a strainer and I have a bowl. Look at all those twigs and things and stuff that we don't want in our clay. So many rocks. And now I'm gonna hang this up. So, as I slightly predicted, the clay is a little bit crumbly. It does hold its shape, but at the same time, when I try and kind of mold it, it likes to break apart. I think that this clay has too high of a sand content. You can see that the black bits, they're more sandy, and it's kind of streaked throughout the more brown clay and stops it from really holding its shape. I enjoyed the little adventure that it took me on. So I'll just be returning this to the garden, I think, because I can't really create anything from it just because of how little it holds its shape. But still cool. Good morning, team. I slept funky last night. I'm feeling a little bit whack, a little bit out of it, but today is a beautiful day and the mountain looks splendid, so I'm gonna try and hitchhike up and go skiing, which always brings a smile to my face and means it's gonna be a good day. I was just sitting here thinking about how much I love this town and how grateful I am that I've landed here. I've found such a beautiful rhythm here, and I'm so grateful for the life I'm currently living. There are just so many things that make me so happy daily. Like being able to ride a bike almost everywhere is such a gift. Just like that childlike wonder as I ride around town and just moving at the pace of a person again. I'm moving at the pace of my feet and my body and myself, and like things have slowed down in just the best possible way. I love going past all the houses when I bike around and looking at all the trees and hearing the birds and seeing the cattle and the sheep in the field, and going for an adventure in the forest when I get back from work because there's still daylight and there's still time, or going for a walk and just being blessed by these huge rimu trees and beautiful green ferns, and to just have that a 10-minute bike away or a 20-minute walk is so precious. And then right now I'm sitting in my backyard. Like, hallelujah. And pine trees, a moment for this tree. Look at its bark. It's mesmerizing. Today I hitchhiked up the mountain and skied, and then hitchhiked down. Met two lovely people that took me up and down. Shout out to them. And then I got dropped at the grocery store and I picked up some food and then I walked home. So I think I just love the simplicity with which everything seems to unfold here. And I love not having a car. I really do. I don't really miss driving. And I was even reflecting on my days off. I think if I had a car, I'd feel like I need to go somewhere with it and like use it, or it would just be in the back of my mind of like, oh, I could be doing something further afield and like going somewhere. But I really love not having that. I love on my days off deciding to, well, today I went up the mountain, but you know, other days I've just gone for like a big walk or a huge bike ride, and scene where just leaving the front door with my 2 feet and my water bottle and my backpack and some snacks. It feels like I'm a little kid again. There's so much simplicity in childhood that we can return to as adults that I think we should return to, and it's not just something that should stay in childhood. Even not being on your phone as much. It's funny though, because it's only once you step away from excess phone time that you realize how desensitized it makes you and how much sensitivity really we can actually have in this world towards everything in it, towards all the colors and the shapes and the textures and the sights. And that's so precious. Like that right there, there's so much beauty and contentment and peace to be found in just being open to the gems that the world has to offer you. And then something that just completely dulls that is screen time. And it's so easy to just fall into a habit of like scrolling or just consuming excess media for no reason. And my habits here have just felt so life-giving. Like I've started napping. I've been taking outdoor naps. I've been going for meanders purely for the sake of meandering. I've been painting, bird watching, bike riding, going to different community sport nights. Those are climbing night and indoor futsal and badminton. And I've been going to the gym, and I just, have an immense feeling of gratitude right now that I get to be here. Oh my gosh, this pine needle smells so good. I love the smell of pine and the look of pines. I've been pondering if pines are my favorite tree. Every time I see a pine tree, I just feel so happy. Skiing today was so fun. Oh my gosh. I came down from that mountain high. I didn't come down. I was truly high on life. There was a fresh layer of snow from last night, and for the first 2 hours of the morning, I was just shooting off to the left and to the right of the mountain and going off piste and getting such beautiful, fresh runs. I just saw a magical leaf. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Look at this. Hello? Focus on the leaf, please. Hello? Look at that. Do you see that? I don't know if it's focusing on that leaf, but it's really beautiful. It's like a skeleton leaf. This is my painting outfit. I love it. I got it at the op shop, and it makes me feel like a little Oompa Loompa. And it's also very good because I am very prone to spillage. Today we're painting canvases white, recycling secondhand canvases, so I have to paint over the old design.